They will move the stuff, they will move the gross anatomy of the pelvis. Made it to your school. And it's the same school fees that could pay. Don't let everybody intimidate you. Last. None of us still at the same level now. The same level of pressure you. Let me even console you. Baba, you need joy. All the stuff used to move.
Will you keep quiet?
Peter.
I want problems always.
All the stuff you people used to move in front of the anatomy lectures here. You go know there. All of us were still pursuing local.
Supposed to be here of this.
God have mercy upon us.
1 5 hours. Oh God.
Child.
If you like yourself, don't come to medicine, please.
What type of training is this?
It's after 8 years for 1 5 hours. You will take 1,000 pounds.
Not be juju be that.
I get coconut head, I get big ear, but I know the hear word.
It's Dr. Debs here, and I'm super excited to be in your spaces today. So if you're seeing my face for the first time, my name is Dr. Debs. I'm a medical doctor in Nigeria, and I'm super excited to have you here. I want you to do something for me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on the notification bell, leave a like. The goal for the day is 100 likes. So please make sure you like, comment, share it with somebody that you know needs it, and let's help this channel.
Hello everybody, so we're going to be continuing our preclinical school series from where we stopped last week, so I trust you're going to enjoy this one. Let's jump right into the video.
So yes, let's start from anatomy. Anatomy is the biggest part of the 3 courses that you're going to study because it is like the grandfather. It has grandchildren. That's why it's the biggest part, and I believe it's the most no, it's not the most complex. Bike is the most complex. Let me just say, I'm going to be calling it bike. So bike is biochemistry, because to start calling biochemistry is just so burdensome. So bike, you will hate bike. You will most likely hate bike. Very few people love the bike. Very few, and those people, they are weird. They are weird. You cannot tell me. I want to call somebody's name right now, but I don't want to call the person. I'll still call people out. Or this some of my classmates anyway. Anatomy is the widest. It has 4 grandchildren: embryology, gross anatomy, histology, and neuroanatomy. Now these 4 parts, you take 3 in the first first 6 to 8 months. You take the first 3, and the last 6 to 10 months you take the last one, which is neuroanatomy. And neuroanatomy has to do with the anatomy of the brain. The brain is so special that they have to dedicate a segment of anatomy to it. Now, for embryology has to do with the development of the fetus in the mother's womb. So everything that has to do with development inside the uterus is what we deal with, or what we study in embryology. Embryology was literally like the least voluminous out of the 4, because when I say least voluminous, if you see the textbooks at last, it's still like 400 and something pages over, at least compared to kids more that is like 4,008, 4,009. You know that one is small. So it was the least voluminous. I can't really remember. I don't think I exactly liked embryology, but I loved the lecturer. That's one thing that stood out for me. And if you know anybody that went to UI, they would always remember our biology lecturer, Dr. Oyejo. Very amazing man. Shout out to you, sir. Thank you for making us at least find anatomy, a part of anatomy bearable. One thing I remember about Dr. Oyejo was that we had embryology classes on Friday mornings only. So every Friday it was just embryology we got to study. So what will happen is he will come in the morning, good morning everybody, and he will look around. The color of the day is red. What does it mean? Everybody that is wearing anything that looks like red has shade of red, you are coming out. Once you come out, to ask you to say what you learned in the previous class. So the first day that I tried it, he said green, and me, I wore a very green clothes to school that day. As he said, this is Jesus. I was I had to come out because my clothes was glowing. So as if I was ambassador for Glow back on that day. Sha went out. I can't even remember. Sha know that I said something. God saved me from embarrassment. After that, I told myself, never ever will they ever catch me with this thing again. So what I used to do on Fridays, I'm putting a scarf in my bag as I'm carrying my school bag. I'm putting scarf inside. So before the man has even come, before he comes into the car, I've already used the scarf to cover myself. So whatever color it comes, will buy me. And if you call the color of the scarf, I remove the scarf. I need my clothes. Anyway, that was just. But most people remember that part of embryology. So everybody was always scared. You can just call any color. So that was it. But basically, it was not as hard as the other part. Now the second part is histology. Yay! Histology. Now when you be going to the labs, they will teach you in class. So but at the end of the day, you just be looking like this. Okay, you will see slide, you will be seeing some things pink and purple, pink and okay, then you now go to the lab, you now be looking at microscope or whatever you see. Anytime you go, this is go and catch foods, wear lab coats. That was the first experience of watch coat or lab coats that they used to call it lab coats then, because so just most of us, the thing will swallow us. It was really bad. Because I didn't used to understand anything. I would just go to the beginning and then like 3 people on one microscope. 3 is even small. Sometimes we'll be like 5 for one microscope. Before you even reaches your turn, you're tired. They've already shifted the magnification. They've turned it upside down. What comes to me? I just say, the Lord will help us. It's a part of anatomy. Now the beautiful thing about anatomy is that all these parts are 25. You know there are 4 parts, so it's 25. So there is no hard. And now this is a lesson that I must say to anyone in preclinical to hear me with your 2 ears. Don't invest all your time in gross anatomy, and that's because I'm going to gross anatomy next. Gross anatomy is crazily voluminous. The textbook for gross anatomy is the size of everything you need to know in physiology, biochemistry, and the other parts of anatomy. But if you spend all your time there and you don't read the other 75% of anatomy, guess what? You will get 25. You can't even get the 25%. That's different. You get 10% out of the 25%. So you have to invest equal time, no matter how much. You might still have to give gross a little bit more time, but don't give it more time to the extent that you will now deny the other parts of getting the time they are actually supposed to have, because they all carry equal marks or equal percentage in the whole anatomy score. Don't ever forget that. That is a very big lesson. And I thank God because my mom went to medical school, so she already warned me of it, because there's a tendency for you to sit down with your Kitmo. Kitmo is the textbook that we use for gross anatomy, and just be reading. You will forget that there's embryology, forget there's histology, forget there's neuroanatomy. So don't do that, please. Yes. So now let's talk about the gross anatomy. Hey, gross anatomy. One of the highlights of gross anatomy was the cadaver room. Cadaver room was hell. Like one of the reasons why I was just restless. I'm going to take my work with God serious, because I must not go to hell, because that smell of rotting bodies with formalin concentrate. Oh Jesus, oh God, very terrible. You can't forget. As I'm even talking now, I'm sensing the smell in my nose, because it's ingrained in my brain. The smell, very terrible. When I get there, like you just enter depression, because and some people are always there, like they want to butcher the corpses and everything. No, I don't believe it. I don't really understand. Actually, I'm like, game also, I'm like, get it. See this one, okay. See this one. When I get to my room, I'm going to this. I just want to leave this place, because you have to mark attendance, so you have to be there. So you can my own is that just make sure your health is priority. If you see that the thing is choking you, please just leave the place. Relax, get some fresh air, come back inside, and please, this is where hygiene is very important. Once you use a word code to enter that, in fact, I think what I did that time was I dedicated a particular word code to cadaver room. I didn't used to carry the word code everywhere because of the smell, very terrible smell. So I used to carry one nylon bag, then I would dump the word code inside and wrap it and throw it under my bed. So when it's next, I'll just carry it again. And once I get to my room, I'm going to have a very good bath, because you yourself, you'll be reeking of formalin when you have done with the practical. So it's just important to take note of that. And please also be careful with cutting and everything. Don't cut yourself. I beg in the name of God, don't cut yourself. Cut yourself. Oh, you don't know whether the cut add hepatitis B or something. Be very careful. You have to learn how to start being careful with sharps. from dissection, because you have to start dissecting and all. I don't want to go into in-depth. And yes, one important part of breast anatomy was what we call moving stuff. Now that's what we call it in medicine, moving stuff. Like when you're just, people are, what will I call it now, proudly, confidently displaying what they've learned. Oh, the blood supply of this one is clinical. Me, I never move stuff, so I cannot even give you an example of how to move stuff. We move the stuff, they'll move the gross anatomy of the pelvis. And you think like this, what they're wrong, I made it to law school. And it's the same school fees they are paid. That is where I'm going to now say this one thing. Do not let anybody intimidate you. I learned it. Mommy told me all this thing. Say they will be moving study. Don't let anybody intimidate you. Last, all of us still at the same level now. The same level of us. Don't let anybody pressure you. Move this. Let them move. So okay, thank you. Okay, I've heard. Go to your room, go and read. At the end of the day, you might even score higher than the person that was moving stuff. Because I know people that were moving stuff. I'm not saying it to their discredit or to their shame, but you know. Let me even call some names. I'm going to call some people out. Baba Yemi Joy. All the stuff used to move. I remove Peters. I didn't call you Michael. All the stuff you people used to move in front of the anatomy lecture theater. All of us were still pursuing local. We see the also for local budget 2K or 5 power. Oh God. See. If you like yourself, don't go to medicine, please. How can you be all slim with after 8 years for 1.5 per hour? Some people even take 1,000 per hour. Nigerian government, I don't want to say anything. I will still rant in a separate video, but this video is not for ranting. Anyways. Now, neuroanatomy is about the brain, so you're going to have to start cutting the brain. That one too, the formalin from the brain specimens can also be very irritating. Just know yourself, if you are someone that is asthmatic, you might have to seek your doctor's advice before you start going to all those cadaver rooms and all that, because it could trigger maybe hypersensitivity reactions or something. So you have to just make sure you are fine. Your health is priority, please. Yeah. So one thing about medicine is you're going to start to learn to see different things. At least from the cadaver, I think the aim of the cadaver is for you to dissect and also to start getting used to seeing naked people, because that's what you're going to be seeing all your life. As it's easier for a woman to see a naked woman, right? But it's not easy for a man to see a naked woman. So you're going to start to learn how to be comfortable with seeing people naked, because that is how you be examined in clinical school. That is also is very important. Yeah, so that's also important to put out there. Now let's talk about physiology. Physiology, I think, was my favorite part in clinical school, and it was my favorite part because I just was a lot fascinated by it. I love the fact that you didn't have to cram a lot. You could just understand by once you understand, you understand. It's not tricky like biochemistry. It's not, you have to cram. You can actually understand what you are reading. It's not like what's it called, anatomy, that you have to be looking at the atlas so that you can follow. Then you snap the way the thing is in your head and all those things. Snap and cram, exactly. Histology was snap and cram. You just snap it use the eyes of your brain to snap it and then cram it and just keep it there and everything. But I felt like physiology could relate more. Once you understand it, you'll be able to know, this is how the cardiac cycle goes, and it goes like that. There's no other way it goes. Once you understand it, you understand. So I feel like physiology was fun for me. We used to have practicals with lab rats and all those things. But yeah. Now let's talk about biochemistry. Don't mind biochemistry. How biochemistry became real. In fact, let me even give you guys one story. Those people, very wicked set up. Let me not say what I don't want to say. I was doing practical JJ. That's somebody pushed me from behind and test tube broke. I did not break the test tube by myself. Somebody pushed me and test tube broke. And I say, I'm going to buy test tube. If not, I will not graduate from that or something. I will not sign me out of the department or something. And I went to go and buy test tube. In fact, that's the story for another day. That's how my love story in medical school started. From buying test tube. That was another video. Anyways, I bought test tube. Nobody, we brought the test tube. This is not the test tube that we use in UI biochemistry department of the University of Ibadan. I say, hey, test tube. Then me for one is not what. You have to go to this particular place, this thickness, clinical. I say, do you know that these jokers, they made me go and buy another test tube for them? On top say, instead of them to even be thanking God I bought the test tube, I afford disappear without buying the test. Nonsense jokers. They stressed me. I spent almost 3,000 there. Do you know how much 3,000 was in those days? As far back as 2050, one man in 3,000 there made me buy test tube for UI. See, I'm angry. They even made me hate the cost the more. I don't like them before, but why it was anyways. That I have very bad knowledge from bike, and then all my test scores were below 50 in biochemistry. All my test scores, but to the glory of God, I still passed the exam. And that's the beautiful thing about preclinical school. You cannot afford to give up. I'm going to be doing lessons on preclinical school in my next video. I don't want to go into that, but bike is to test you, but just make sure you push through to the end. Do your best to the end. God will help you. Yes. So, having said all that, preclinical school is a very important part that accumulates so the 18 months accumulates to that point where you write your very first professional exam, and that is what they call the almighty exam. Funny enough, as you get to a stage where you're about to write the exam, they'll tell you this one is harder than the last one. When you get to the next one, they'll tell you that this one is harder. I'm like, okay, so which one is not the hardest? At the end of the day, I feel like MB1, which is the first professional exam that I do anatomy physiology by, I feel is the toughest because you are still new to it. You have a lot to do because it's a lot. Anatomy physiology biochemistry is a lot. I know anatomy is like 4, so it's like 4 plus like 2, so it's like 6. So it's a lot. So I feel like it's the toughest, but you can do it because it's important that you have to pass. You have to pass the 3 separately. If you fail one, you have to resit it. If you fail 2, I think you have the opportunity to resit, but if you fail the 3, you are going to, I think you repeat if you fail the 3. I don't think you resit when you fail that. I can't remember the exact thing, but the glory of God, I passed everything once, even if it was my own. I shall pass. It's true. So you can do it, honestly. I was able to do it through the help of God, and you can also, but you need to know that you are going to invest your life into this. You're going to give it your very best shot. You're going to put in a whole lot of effort. You're going to do a lot of sleepless nights. Oh, let me talk about our reading room experience. Medical students always have a spot in the reading room because you don't leave the reading room. You don't leave the reading room. You're always there. They know that you leave your books there. They know that this place is your home. You sleep in the reading room. You wake up in the reading room. It's your life. Your books are your life. And you have to get to know that this is what medical school is about. Your books are going to be your life. So you have to be ready to go in, heads in. You're going to go in with everything that you have, no looking back. That's why I tried to prep you up last week. If you don't want to do this, don't bother to do it. There are many other easy places or easy paths to go through that would even give you more money, because honestly there is no money here. I'm not going to lie to you, there is no money in this profession except to go outside the country. But if you want to do it, you really love it, then make sure you're ready to give it your best. This is not a place where someone will begging you to read or be coercing you. You have to give it your very best shot, and I believe that God will help you. If you are writing your exam soon, I wish you all the best. I'm going to still give exam tips from my experience, because honestly, MB periods are the worst times of my life. I'm going to still give my experience of my MB exams too. So yeah, I think that's all for today. So that brings us to the end of the video. I'm sorry it was quite elongated, but I had to actually take my time to break it down because I don't know, so that you can have a very good idea of what to expect and you can prepare your mind. Look forward to the next video where I'm going to be giving you lessons from Preclinical school. You don't want to miss it. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate your love and your support. Please don't forget, the most important part is that you subscribe. Please subscribe. I love you. See you in my next video. Bye.